Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm great.
Wonderful. I'm looking forward to the topic today.
I know. Happy New Year.
Thank you. Happy New Year. It's right. Oh my gosh. Yeah. It's already like 2 weeks in. It's
I know.
incredible.
Every week in January, I'm like, Happy New Year.
Oh my goodness. Wow. Wow. And hello, friends, family, and fans too. Thank you for joining us today, or if you're joining us later. Yeah. JJ, you're going to be talking about hobbies to feed the creative spirit. So we've got some topics that are going to feed into each other, which I'm really excited about.
I can't wait to hear yours.
I can't wait.
This week is all about hobbies, right?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
I'm interested. It would have been, I would have loved to hear Ron's hobbies.
I would have loved to do that too. Yes, because it's the 7 a.m. here. I rarely get up to watch that. And I can't get up to the show. I usually get up at like 7:38 around that time. So, but I have to look that show up to see. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Well, yeah. Is it it's 7 o'clock there or 7 a.m., right?
7 a.m. here. Yeah.
What's the weather?
Well, it's been rainy. We've had like
But is it like negative?
No. We rarely get negative here. We might go negative in March for maybe 4 or 5 days, like -5, but that's as cold as it gets over here at our end of Canada anyway. Yeah. Other areas, yeah, -30 and things like that. But we're golden here.
It's in the 60s. Sometimes it's like low 70s, but I'm heading up to Indiana today for my niece's wedding, and then we're going to go watch the Hoosiers play the national championships for college football on Monday. Okay. But it's going to be negative degrees. We're just not equipped. We just don't have the clothes.
Wow, no, and you got to sit in the stands at that temperature. And
we're just watching the game. The game's in Miami, but
I see.
Tickets start at like $4,000 or $5,000. So, yeah, that's kind of out of our price range. Yeah,
you're gonna freeze, Ron says.
Right. So I'm like digging in old. I mean, we've been in the South for 20 plus years.
Wow.
You just stop having to, you don't get the ski suits and the big jackets, and we just wear a few layers.
Right.
And because winter here might be 3 weeks, a month.
Wow, that's it. Wow.
And we get like one freeze that's like in the 30s.
Mm-hmm.
We might dip into like but it's like a day or two.
Okay. Yeah. So
the whole town shuts down, so you don't even go really outside.
Wow, what a difference, eh?
I know. So yeah, I'm scouring in my house for coats for my kids.
Coats or sweaters or
and
something.
For myself.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Well, JJ, why don't you lead us off with hobbies to feed the creative spirit? I'm really
So, when you look at I wouldn't call myself a creative, right? But I work in creative environments.
Mm-hmm.
I run a marketing and branding agency. So I'm surrounded by really creative people, and I've been an what we call an agency person my whole career. Like I went to school for it. I got my degrees in marketing communications and in data analytics and research design. But that was that's the camp I grew up in agency world. Is I grew up on in the media department and the research departments, but I fed the creatives, right? So Beautiful. I always was surrounded by really, really creative people. But I'm also I've come to realize I'm actually I do have a creative bent. I love writing. I love writing, period. But I do fan fiction. I've been a fan fiction writer for almost a decade as just a hobby. It's a release. I have a couple of Tumblr blogs. I'm in like 4 or 5 fandoms.
What is fan fiction? What is that? What does that mean?
Fan fiction is you write I'll call it extended stories on shows that you like. So if you're a comic book fan, which I'm in a couple of those fandoms like DC.
Okay.
You kind of write your own stories based on the characters.
Right.
So there's fan fiction writers of that will take two characters and put them in like, let me like some dreamscapes of if I dated this
and then you go the imagination.
Right. So, so you make your own little Hallmark stories. But they're based on like what would happen if I met Captain America, in an old town where he came back and I was a coffee shop owner and, like being silly like that. But yeah, those are fan fiction. Almost every genre of fandom has like fan fiction writers, thousands and thousands of them. So the community of fiction writers are, it's fun, like I call it fan fiction. But then there's in Tumblr, there's actual like fiction writers and well-known published writers, screenplay producers and stuff that interact and will, because they're also kind of feeding some of the fandom. So it's kind of fun to interact with, which is the community. So it's been a fun hobby that I didn't even know that kind of stuff existed. Like I feel like coming into it, even 10 years ago, I was a newbie, but it was these platforms with archive of our own. It's called AO3. And then obviously Tumblr, allows for a platform for writers like that. And community building, sharing stories. We rate each other's stories, give each other kind of fun feedback. And then, I love to, defeat, I'm a really good, I have an eye for spatial design but I love doing like vintage. I love to thrift and then remake and kind of decorate in more of an eclectic way. But I didn't realize I had a knack for it until, you start having people over and they're like, oh, will you come and do this at my house? Like, you know how to take things of different genres, different shapes, and you know how to place them together. Yeah. And I was like, I've always had that kind of a talent of like spatial design and kind of seeing how patterns and colors and things that might not look like they would go together if you look at them, but how do you bring them together in a more cohesive manner, untrained. So
I've always marveled at that, how people can, like you can put
like I can go into a store and I know, like, and then go into like a thrift store and go, oh, that's going to fit on that wall perfectly. Right. Versus, I know the other people, my husband is not that way. He is, he's like, oh, I bought this thing. It's going to fit perfectly on this wall. And it like is this teeny tiny. And I was like, dude, you do not have any kind of spatial design whatsoever. Or, those colors really, those don't go together in a cohesive way. So yeah, it is. So now it's like that's become over the last, at least again, last couple decade or so, just reading of it. I'm fascinated by it. I read books and I still am a tactile. I love magazines. I'm still a subscriber of probably 10 magazines that,
awesome.
Like architectural design and dwell and House Beautiful. And I just like I can't look at that stuff online. I have to see it and flip through it in the books. And
I understand it's because it stimulates all the senses when you have the book, but then the experience is more full, right?
That's right. And it's, and same thing if I take all of I host a vision board session with a bunch of other women CEOs that I'm in a community with, and we do that at the end of the year. But I bring out all my magazines, and I'll go through them and go, no, these are ones that we're not cutting up. but I've got a bunch of Johns, and then we go through them and we cut out imagery, words. We talk about what's going to be our theme for the coming year. And then how do we bring that to life visually, take a big poster board and we just start gluing and making a really cool kind of design collage.
Beautiful.
For the year. Yeah. And it's fun and it's good community building. But again, it kind of feeds the juices. And then I've always liked to paint. I think that again, that tactile, I never thought I was any, I just did it as a relief if I'm, but yeah, I've sold a couple in the last couple of years of people come in my house and go, who did that? And I was like, I did. And it's, and I hang up all my kids' artwork. Like I frame it. It is what, goes up and down our stairwell.
Oh, beautiful.
And, because I think, it's showing their creativity, even if it's from other people's perspective, it might be, well, that looks like junk. And it's like, but it's not. It's, they did that beautiful finger painting when they were 4.
Yes. Yeah.
So yeah.
So you're an artist. You are an artist.
It's so funny. I just don't think it because I'm surrounded by people who are truly like, they make their living off of stained glass. They're doing installations and they used to be an art director, at the agency, and they've kind of fueled their passion. It's like, my God, you are, living your household. You're supporting your entire household through art.
Yeah.
Or art like painters or another one of our art directors on the side. She does gardenscapes, like beautiful floral designs that I just like, I can't even like comprehend. Like my stuff is pedestrian juvenile compared to, so I guess I've never thought of myself as that. So I'm like, I am an artist in my own little way.
Yeah.
But I love it. I find you need that. And I think I need because I sit in so much data all time, because the hat that I wear, I'm running the business. So I'm in numbers. I'm in, I deal with people and problems mostly and data. So I wonder when I started to shift more into also not being afraid of letting people see my art and letting people into my home that I never really did before. But yeah, the painting and some of the other things, like I love doing like garden pots design, my porch and things. But I think I needed that because I was so bogged down in data.
Oh yeah, no, it's a good balance, right? So you're right, because you're pure left brain in your work, and so
we need to fuel that. But it helps. Like I know, when you do stuff like that, Luann, I'm sure when you talk about they heal, it is kind of healing because it's allowing me to pause. No different of like taking the time to, I walk daily. I have a short journal that I do at night. You need those pauses and you need to do whatever, some kind of creative stimulation because it does open up your mind. It opens up like things that you thought like problems that you get stuck in, all of a sudden start releasing. You can see things much more clear when you have that, like, but you got to take the time to do it.
It disentangles the mental stories and then creates space, and it actually biologically it grows new brain neural networks. Right. So, and that's what happens when we get locked in our thinking. We're just locked in the circular system, right? And so when you do the arts and anything creative, it brings you out of that, which grows your brain,
right?
Relaxes your nervous system, and it's a powerful tool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So I thought about doing that with my team to do a vision board. Just let them go through it, and there's no right or wrong. You're cutting out images and words and stuff out of magazines and then making, but just something to get them, talking. So yeah, I might kick that off next week with them. So yeah, how do I help teach that to the rest of our staff, right? Especially those that are what we call project quarterbacks.
Yeah.
They're working with creatives, but it's all spreadsheets and stuff. Well, how do we help stimulate the other side of their brains to help them unlock and see things differently?
It's a good strategy.
Yeah.
Great
well,
strategy.
Hi, Danny.
Hey, Danny. Hey, thank you so much. That was really lovely. And it's nice to see that side of you. We don't know each other well, so to get to know the side of JJ, the creative, that's hidden.
We should do a vision tutorial board. Yes. We should do that together.
Yeah, that would be fun.
That would be fun.
Yeah. Thank you who's here watching us today. And just wanted to let you all know, you obviously know where to watch us, where you're watching us, but you can also watch us on YouTube, Rumble, Kick at Rhode Island Broadcasting, Twitch at RI_broadcasting, on X, Twitter at Broadcasting RI. And for just audio listening, you can listen to us on Red Circle, Spotify, TuneIn, and iHeartRadio, which I still have not checked out. I want to check that one out for sure. At RIBroadcasting. And then you can follow our social media, and especially Facebook. We're still looking to build our Facebook page. So please, please, please go there and like us now or after the show. That would be awesome.
Great.
Give us the support to build that page again after it was taken down. And then also social media, you can see us on Blue Sky, MeWe, Parler, Gab, LinkedIn, Space Hey. Bring a bit of Becky in here at RI Broadcasting. And you can also follow us on the Going On Daily Morning Show Facebook page again. So if you can please, that's what it is on Facebook, Going On Daily Facebook page. And,
yeah.
And you can also go to the RhodeIslandBroadcasting.net to see all the shows, movies, music, and then also vote for the Going On Daily Hall of Fame. What do we have for the Hall of Fame? I guess will Ron touch in on that later? Do we know what that is?
Look, it is. I'm not sure who's in the running.
Right, there it is. Yeah.
We've got Sound of Music, Psycho, Mary Poppins, 2001, A Space Odyssey, and then The Great Escape. Last week, The Great Escape was in the running, but I was like, I can't. There's no way Sound of Music or I don't know. They're all great. Like I like all of these movies because I'm such a pop culture movie buff, but I love all of these for all different reasons. They're all fantastic.
Yeah.
All right. Great Escape is in a big lead.
I have to watch it. I haven't seen it movie. Yeah. No, I have.
Oh, and Becky, you were supposed to. Becky has not seen any of these. So she had we were giving her a movie list to watch. Awesome. And now talking with Ron too of like speaking of movies, the Sung Blue with that's out with Hugh Jackman and Kate Hudson. It's off a true story of Neil Diamond.
That's the one you were talking about before we came live. Right.
It looks so good. But I was gonna say like one of my favorite Neil Diamond kind of like tribute movies is Saving Silverman. It's a classic 90s throwback, but fantastic.
Beautiful. I'll have to look that one up too. I'm a pretty good movie buff, but I don't know that one either.
Yeah, it's a corny one. It's like it's a Jack Black. He's in it, and it's a it's a goofy 90s movie.
Oh, that's fun. I love those.
But in the storyline, it was a Neil Diamond tribute band. Was the characters?
Oh, okay. So I guess Jack Black played Neil Diamond.
Jack Black was one of the backup singers.
Oh no! I know. You thought with his sideburns and all that, he might have been there.
Yeah, it was. Sequin shirts. Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. Oh yeah, and the circus. I was like, beautiful. Ron. So yeah, have you seen all these movies, Luannah?
I've seen Sound of Music, Psycho, Mary Poppins, 2001, Space Odyssey. I haven't seen The Great Escape. So I'm remembering now last week, this is when they started. So I chose Mary Poppins and Space Odyssey. Those are the two that I chose. Yeah. I think.
See, you voted. I need to vote.
No, yeah. Oh, I haven't done the legal vote, like the full vote, but I did one online. Yeah, on air I did that. Yeah. So
yeah.
I like those. I love Mary Poppins. I love the innocence. I love
it.
And the whole more play. We need so much more play in the world and lightness and.
When it's such a great, and then when you and then the backstory of that movie and the writing and where the basis. It just. Did you watch Saving Mr. Banks?
No, I didn't.
It was. No. It is the backstory behind like how Mary Poppins was made, and the writer, and how she struggled with giving over the rights to Walt Disney, and how they came up with like the songs and stuff. And she was but just the whole movie, the Mary Poppins, the story was like her father was an alcoholic, and she left. It was the whole theme was around why she wrote it was to save her father. Like tribute to her father, his like spirit. Was very playful, and so in the movie, Mr. Banks, remember that it was all about how do we save him.
Wow, that's beautiful. That shows the background of the beauty of why it was created. That's why it's such a beautiful movie. That's the frequency behind it, eh? Wow.
Yeah. And so, like, those are my favorite movie that we watched with the kids. I love the songs. My kids are now, 2 of my kids are in their 20s. We still, like, I can just do like a hum of a couple of beats. And we're off to singing a few of the songs. So, yeah, love it.
Love it. Yeah, talking about the singing, I'm going to talk about the healing of hobbies. And so what I want to focus on in this part of my segment, I'm going to go into other hobbies later, but this one is sound healing. So playing an instrument, right? And so in my early 20s, I actually brought my flute to play a little bit. In my early 20s, I was going through a real hard time, had a lot of, trauma and stuff, events that really ripped me out of myself. And I was looking for a way to connect to myself and to also help myself heal. And then I heard about a First Nations guy named Danny Beaton. I read about him, and he had once been on the streets, every drug you can name. And then one night he had a dream of a mother orca whale crying, and it woke him up. And then he went back to his elders to start to heal. And they gave him a flute, and they said, nature will teach you. And I happened to be brought, after I read this article, a friend of mine unknowingly brought me to a concert where he was playing. And when he played the first note of that flute, my heart just like cracked open. So that night when I went to my friend's place, he had one of those side flutes, clair flute.
That's what I played in middle school and high school. That was my instrument.
Oh, cool. And then so I was like, for like an hour and a half, I waited to get that first note, and then I got a note, and it just like I could feel my whole nervous system relaxing. And then so the next day I bought a $10 bamboo flute at Inca store on Bloor Street, downtown Toronto. And I just started playing in nature. And that became my voice. It became my prayer. It became the answer to my prayer as well. And that evolved into playing the First Nations flute eventually, where I was gifted one. And then I've done that. And then I moved to Vancouver. I was invited into a First Nations community. And then they started inviting me to play for the people. I played for myself for only 9 years as meditation. And then they invited me to play for the people. And that led to a producer finding me. And then I have 2 sound healing albums now. So what started as just a journey of, trying to find, where do I find my ground in this world with what was happening? The flute was my saving grace. It's incredible. And when I work with my clients, I encourage, find an instrument, even if it's just one of those Tibetan bowls, right? Or, you know, or chimes or drumming is I used to drum as well on the djembe. So that was another one. And then dancing was also a big thing for me too. And so, yeah, so the flute, this is one of my flutes here. This is
oh my God, that's not like, no, I played the little metal one.
Wow,
that is so cool.
It's a Hopi flute. Yeah, and this is
so how do you play? Do you play? Is it a side or is it a straight?
It's a straight. Wow. Yeah. And so I thought I'd play a little song for y'all as well, just to have a little meditative moment in the show.
Yeah, awesome.
Have a little sound to share my hobby here. So with that, I'm going to invite you to take a nice deep breath. Let the shoulders drop and just relax. And let me know if you can do a thumbs up for me, JJ. Sometimes the sound doesn't carry through the computer.
Yeah.
If it's going okay, just give me a thumbs up.
Okay.
One other time I did this, and I'm playing away, and a lot of people are like, when is she going to start playing? So,
is that wood?
It is
made of wood?
It's made of wood.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Yeah, and this is a bird on top. So when you see there's a hole, there's a second hole under the bird, and the bird has a slight carving to let the air pass through into that hole.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Extraordinary design. Yeah. Okay. Here we go.
That was beautiful.
Thank you. I've never learned music. I never did a music lesson for flute in my life. This was just through.
So that's just you playing your own rhythm?
Inspiration of the moment. And it's just refined over the years. When I first played, I have no idea what it sounded like. I'd go into nature and I have no idea what it sounded like. It felt good.
Yeah.
And then, you know, scientifically, it shows that the flute, because it's a breath-driven instrument,
right,
actually relaxes and activates the parasympathetic nervous system.
Yeah.
Which I didn't know logically. I felt it. Right. And that's what the flute did for me, right?
Yeah.
So the flute, any instrument, but for me, the flute is super
anything
powerful.
That you're using, like the breath.
The breath, exactly. I was just about to say that, because you're using the breath, and you can't be anywhere else but the present moment when you're playing any instrument.
Right.
So it's great to get out of the mind. Like if I'm feeling, I drum too, right? And so if I'm feeling like a built up energy, like a thunder and lightning day inside of myself, I go and I drum. And I sing as well. I sing as well.
What is your drum? Is it like a rain drum, or is it a smaller? I don't know. Like,
should have brought my drum in. I have a.
I know.
I have a first drum. I don't know why I didn't bring that in. Yeah, it's very beautiful. I had a beautiful medicine elder in Toronto. She painted a beautiful image on it. I should have thought of bringing that in too. But yeah, so the drum is a great way to just move that kinetic energy out of the body, because that's what happens when we're too much in our head. It's like nothing moves. And so music is a great way to bring movement into our day and our moment, or even in the morning, start by gonging a bowl, you know, or just, you know, what you trickled some chimes or things like that. And immediately, just that little bit of moment, it resets our nervous system.
It does.
Yeah, and it supports emotional regulation, mindfulness, and trauma recovery, which is what that's what I used it for intuitively. And music therapy is also now used in hospitals and dementia care, addiction recovery, and trauma treatment, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then some fun facts about the flute in the brain, that playing the flute actually grows gray matter in the prefrontal cortex.
Maybe that's what helped me when I was younger. Yeah, I started. You know, you're assigned an instrument like in elementary school, like your 6th grade, and then that's what you play. And at least this is what it was when years ago. And then that's your instrument through high school. I was assigned. I did not choose the flute, but yeah, and it was like the hardest part was making noise because it's the breath work. You're not blowing in like a clarinet or any kind of a reed instrument. You're blowing across for it to create sound.
Yes.
And having to do it just precisely. But I like your flute where you just blow in
and you still need precision because each hole is a different air pressure. So it takes time. Each hole is a different air pressure. So you have to fluctuate your breath with each note that you sing. It's different.
Now, right? Where did you find that? Because that looks, one, it's beautiful, but it looks, it's obviously handmade and carved. And
so when I did a lot of performance in Vancouver, and one time at a performance, a woman walked up to me and she says, I have 2 flutes that I don't play. They're just on my altar. And your music is so beautiful, you should be playing them. So they were $1,000 flutes, and she offered them to me for $500.
Wow.
I have 2. There's a sister, and then one of them I actually ended up giving to a friend in Germany who was going through a hard time and needed some
healing.
Yeah. And another fun fact too is it actually shrinks an overactive limbic system. Yeah. It literally shrinks it. It helps rewire trauma loops. So I was like 19, 20. No, I was 19 when all this happened. And just that intuition was to play the flute. I felt it so strongly. And I don't know where I would be had I not discovered it.
Yeah.
It's like the serendipities of life that bring you to things too. And up until that time, I also had this belief system in myself. I'm not creative. Right.
Yeah.
And I can't sing, I can't paint, I can't do this. This was my belief system that I grew up with.
Right.
So I shattered that belief system and then opened up other doors. And then I started singing again too, and all kinds of stuff. So music as a hobby is phenomenal.
Well, and you touched on like the sound and healing, and I've been doing for the last couple of years. I got introduced to sound baths with the crystal bowls.
Oh yeah, I work with crystal bowls too.
Yeah. A friend of mine has her PhD from the Delphi here in the Georgia area, and she has learned amazing how she makes the music happen. But the whole aspect of when you go through those sound baths, having that, just calms the body. I get one of the best. I am so relaxed after that. I have some of the best dreams after we do that. Beautiful. And then, she started talking about, I was like, I'm perimenopausal and I've got frozen. I got the frozen shoulder, right? I can't lift I have a hard time lifting up my arm over my head. And she was like, have you ever done, there's sound healing? And I said, well, what's the difference between that? And it's a metal bowl. Have you done this, Luann? Or maybe do you practice this? Is this because it? Oh, I have fascinated me.
I have 13 crystal singing bowls in my healing studio.
Okay, yeah. So you do it too.
Yes,
but
I do.
I was fascinated by it. So anybody that's like skeptical of it, I'm telling you, I was skeptical.
Well, I have oh, sorry, go on.
Oh, I was gonna say, I'm like, the experience was wonderful, but she never touched. She just kind of used the bowl to kind of like knock through, and it was just like when the bowl would make music. She was like, you've got something dead, like not dead, but she was like, we've got a blockage here.
Yes.
What's going on? Are you feeling pain in this part of your body? And I'm like, no.
No, it can be emotional stored
stuff. It can be emotional and all that. And but it was interesting. So never once, like she just does the bowl around, really worked on my shoulder, as in just had the bowl music on my shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't until like the next day, she was like, "Do you feel good?" I said, "Yeah, I'm not sure I feel a difference other than I can't actually move I can rotate my arm around."
Mm.
But about 48 hours later, the arm, you would have thought that I got a deep tissue massage, that it was like sore to the touch.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That, when you get a deep tissue and you're like, oh, well and then you start feeling your arm, like, why is that so sore? And like my entire shoulder, and then all through like my hips and stuff, it felt like just after I had a deep tissue. Yes. And I was like, she never touched me. It just blew.
Yes.
So now, I did that last year. So I've gone back like every other month. She's working on, and I love it. I mean, it's amazing how sound, the vibrations, and we're made mostly of water. So I was like, of course, logically, it makes sense.
I actually have a crystal singing bowl sound bath journey on Spotify, an album. Oh. It's called Chakra Radiance.
I need to look it up. And I need to point her to it because she wants to start doing recording.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah. So in there, I've got my vocals and singing, but also flute and nature sounds and chimes and binaural beats and tuning forks. So it's a really rich sound healing experience. Yeah.
She's done the tuning forks on me. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just been interesting, and then when she brings us and then teaching us how to feel each other's energies, just like, and it's wild to me how that works. Like you can feel it, you see it, you experience a difference.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a beautiful art. Yeah. And I started with crystal singing bowls when I was 21.
Wow.
I'm 55 now. So yeah, crystal, I was playing them before it became the fashion that it is now.
Right.
And everyone was saying, "You're kind of kooky. What's that? What are those big bowls? Kills you? What?" So now it's the trend, right? So, but I've been doing it since then.
Yeah.
And it's nice to see that it's expanding.
It is.
It's in the norm now. Yeah.
I love it. Yeah. And I was like, I grew up in in Indiana and Bloomington, and it's, very much kind of I won't call it a hippie, very crunchy. So been exposed to it. You kind of saw it kind of off to the side, but yeah, my skeptical brain was like, I don't know. That's, I don't, it's like, I believe in some woo-woo. I was like scents and, massaging and but it was the sound part of it. Like it just, it seemed, that's kind of out there or whatever, but I'm so glad I started it.
Awesome.
4 years, this will be my 4th year kind of continuing with sound. I go to a monthly sound bath.
Beautiful.
And this is my 4th year continuing that. Yeah.
Beautiful. Isn't that great when we go beyond our skeptical mind?
Yeah.
Just say, okay, let me just try it. Right. So then, because then it goes into the lived experience, and then we actually really have authority or, knowing to actually call something what we think it is. Right. So it's great. I love that moments where I can feel I'm resistance. So now for me, when I notice I'm resisting, I'm like, okay, that tells me I've got to try it because there's something funky blocking it. And I don't believe it all the time anymore. It's like, no, something's like, that's clear a no, but there's other ones like, well, it doesn't make sense. Why is it a no? Let me check it out. Right. And that's how we grow, right? That's how our brain grows. And
exactly.
It makes a happy life.
That's a good segue to whatever.
641 challenge.
My 641 challenge.
Take it away, JJ.
I know. Well, I don't want to stop, but it's like.
Well, no, it's the timing. It's beautiful. Go for it.
So the 641 challenge. I got this from another founder of, because being a founder and entrepreneur, you get, again, it's you're facing imposter syndrome, and our competence is there way before our confidence, and and just like it's the roller coaster, it's the extreme ups and there's extreme downs, and how do you regulate? So, and then within entrepreneurship, there's like a very high suicide rate, a lot of mental health issues. And so, yeah, about 5 years ago, that I call it like, it was my epiphany of, I was entering my late 40s. My business, I scaled, I started my own company in 2013. We scaled fast. And 2018, 2019, I mean, we were at our peak, and then 2020 hits. And it just, we come crashing, cut down.
We struggled.
But 2018, it was like we were at a point where it's like, I need help. I didn't have a community. I'm really struggling with things that I don't know what I don't know. And started reaching out I started doing accelerators and incubators, going back to school. I've gotten now 2 executive MBAs. I've been in like 3 incubators, accelerators to kind of help with the community. But really it was about 4, I was like, everything that I kept hearing, they're like, you are so in the business that you've got to start building routines and disciplines to get you outside. Like, you need to feed your creative energy. You don't have a balance. You're not able to unlock your thinking until you start doing this. So and I said, well, what do you like? Discipline? Like, I am disciplined. They're like, but you're not from a mental health. Like, you don't have it. You've got disciplines and operations for your business, not for yourself. And you're never going to help grow your team and help them until you do it yourself. So another founder kind of gave me this 641 challenge, and I love it. It really does kind of structure your year. And then since then, I've adopted other but it's a great structure, but it's a, think of your year in this pattern of 641 to create 6 mini adventures. So things that you can plan about every other month, so for me, it was, okay, I don't have the money or the time to go off on like little vacations and stuff. They're like, yeah, but you are blocking yourself. So the first year it was say yes to things that you've always said no for.
Right.
No. So when you got invited to like maybe a trip with the girls, do an outing, like your girlfriends, you've always said no. Say yes this time. You get invited to go try out this thing. Instead of looking at it through skepticism, say yes. So it was like a year of yes. Sound healing I got invited to a sound bath. And I would have said, typically I would have said no.
Right.
I said yes. So, now it's like you can be more, the first year it was like, I'll just start saying yes to things. And if it happens to be 6 times, I try to spread them out. But yeah, I think I did like 10 to 12 different mini adventures that year of like a sound bath. I went to, I did a peace pipe ceremony. I went and did walks with friends that weren't really close friends, that were people that I had met in different communities who just happened to post hey, anybody want to go take a walk to see this waterfall and do a day trip. So it was those kind of like little mini things that if I saw it and I had time to do it, I would just go, yes, I'm going to do it. So that's the challenge of try to be and, look at your year and go plan out things. Plus, because the intention is try to look at your year of, if you do things every other month, you have always something to look forward to. And being intentional about it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. And then the 4 is adopt 4 quarterly habits. They can be teeny tiny or they can be big, whatever. But I started really small. So one of those habits, I did one sound bath, but it was, I'm going to sign up and I'm going to do this monthly.
Right.
So that became a habit of mine. One of them was a habit of, I'm going to write. I'm not a journaler. Like, even though I say I'm a writer, I'm a fan fiction, that's more of a release, but it was journaling for like more the business side, like, but a friend was like, do it teeny tiny, like answer these 3 questions at the end of the day. So at night I keep a little journal. It's on my phone. It's not even like writing. It's just on my notes. It's just a running thread, but it's what brought you joy today?
Mm-hmm.
What are you carrying that you have angst about? What is keeping tension? And sometimes it was like, ugh, I didn't like how I performed in this meeting, or I'm really worried about something, whether it's work or family or whatever. And then the third is, what are you most looking forward to tomorrow? So that was like a
beautiful questions.
Habit. Yeah. Other habits, like last year, I adopted daily walks. I adopted reading scriptures daily. And then, I had a lot of like content for the business, but I was sharing it only with like our team, and our team was like, you need to, like, the world needs to hear your voice in the marketing space and the branding space. And so I made a commitment last January to post daily on LinkedIn.
Awesome.
So that was a daily, like a habit. And then, so at the end of the year, you've now adopted 4 habits that
that's awesome,
that you carry forward. And like I said, the habits that I started 4 years ago, this is my 4th year. I still carry. I think they are, they're wonderful. And some of them were, like I said, super teeny tiny, like getting, like, waking up at a certain time every day, because I wasn't doing that. I was inconsistent. And then the one thing is like, what's going to be the one defining thing for the year? Whether that be, like, the first year I did it, our whole family took like a huge trip together. So it was like something that we could remember. Like last year for me, I wrote a book on marketing. It's something that I've been, had parts, and it's being uploaded for publishing this month.
Yay!
Yeah.
JJ, beautiful.
So I haven't. So I'm in my 641 challenge. I'm trying to be more intentional this year. I haven't figured out what my one epic thing is.
Okay.
I'll figure it out. But the habit that I started this quarter was somatic exercises. They're like 5-minute somatic activities, breathing, and a few exercises that are like 5 to 7 minutes. And I've started those daily. Yeah.
Oh, that's a good system.
My mini adventure for this month is a group of friends. So I still kind of have that mindset of, if I get invited, I'm not going to say no. Yeah. But friends, a group of ladies that I kind of know, like they're friends of friends. We've done a couple of things together. They reached out and said, would you want to join this ladies pickleball lessons? And we all want to learn. Do you want to join us? And I was like, yeah, why not? Cool. So I'm learning pickleball.
Cool. That's fun.
Yeah. So we'll see but I'm working like with the family. I'm trying to figure out like what's going to be my other adventures for the year. And I did our vision board because I want it to be aligned. And my themes for 2026 is I still feel like I need to cultivate myself internally, but I really want to radiate externally. Right. So that's my theme. Last year was a lot of shedding because it was, and it was my word last year. My theme was ascend. I I really need to take and be out there, expose myself more, take more risks. Don't be so afraid to let people see me. I kind of found my voice last year.
Beautiful.
And so this year, but I had to shed a lot.
Yeah. To find your voice, we have to shed a lot. Yeah, absolutely.
Shed a lot, which is so funny. Not until we were doing our vision boards that I even realized that last year was the year of the snake.
Oh, right. Yeah. I didn't realize it actually till the end of the year.
Yeah. And it was just so interesting. Even like looking at the work that we do with our clients and marketing and stuff. And I coach a lot of CEOs in business. When I look back at all the companies that we touched, the CEOs that like we worked with, everybody was like, it was just aligned very much. We were all shedding old habits, bad disciplines, old ways of thinking. So it was, but this is the year of the horse. So I feel like we've got, shedding last year. We've got really good clarity. I've got clarity. And so it's giddy up time. Yeah, we're going.
I love the giddy up.
Yeah.
Got to have some giddy up. Yeah, we're getting close, Ron. Absolutely.
So we should all do a 641 challenge. It is, and however you need to incorporate it in your life. It could be like, I know somebody that does it, and it's what they do as a family. Like they sit down with they've got young kids. Because I go, God, if my kids were, when I had all 4 of my kids and they were all younger, this would have been so fun to do as a family. Of what are activities that we can plan on, 6 times a year? What is a big epic thing that we want to do as a family? So now I merge the two together of, as the mom kind of leading the household of, we merge the business with kids, but yeah, so that's where we are.
Beautiful. Thanks for sharing that. I'm going to look that up. That sounds really like a great idea. I like it. Yeah. And so for the last little bit, I'm just going to share my favorite hobbies.
Oh, yeah.
And what I'm going to share first are the hobbies that I don't do as often, but were a big part of my life, and they still are a little bit, but not as much as before. But I used to do leather and beadwork, and I still do occasionally. This is the drum bag that I made.
That's gorgeous.
And this is the beadwork.
Did you cut the leather and everything?
I cut the leather. I cut the string. I cut everything. Wow. So this is a really beautiful meditative thing to do. This is a stitching that is really extraordinary. I taught myself. I found something when I was living in Thailand with this stitch, and then I tried it again until I finally got it. So beadwork is a really beautiful meditative healing thing too, because what it brings up, though, it brings up our impatience. So the breath work, and when you do it, because you especially, there's another beadwork that I did. This is all beads.
Wow, that is such a talent. So
intricate, and what it did for me too. This was one of my other healing things. Is it just helped me to have a place to land, and then to breathe. And then it showed me where I had extreme impatience at one point. Oh my God. and then it taught me how to cultivate more patience with myself. And then this is a different way of making dream catchers.
Oh.
So where it hangs like a waterfall. This is my elders.
That's beautiful. Do you sell those, Luannah?
I can still buy order. I haven't sold them for a while. I used to sell them at the Christmas markets and things like that, and at stores. So it's not as often that I do it now because I'm so busy with the retreat center. But if someone would say, "Hey, Luannah, can you make me a dream catcher like that?"
Yeah.
I'd say, sure. I would do that. So, and I would do it prayerfully, and ask the person what they're, looking for in their life as well. And so each of my prayer waterfall dream catchers, they always had a quality to each one as well, to a frequency to match whatever people were looking for.
Yeah.
And then I also This is very old. I made this when I was 20 years old. It's a leather watch.
Wow, that's gorgeous.
The leather band. Yeah, the battery doesn't work anymore. So always working with the hands is so good. It's so therapeutic. And and now this year, or no, I guess it's last year already because we're in January. I was away with my husband on a job that he was on, and I went to walk our dog at a hotel we usually stayed at. That time we stayed at an Airbnb.
Right.
And when I walked by, I saw a free art class starting in like 10 minutes.
Wow.
And so I still had the belief I'm not an artist. I
Yeah,
can't paint,
you clearly are.
But I really wanted to paint. I had that in me, right? And so then I asked if I could bring my dog into the lobby, and she said sure. And so she taught me an hour, just the basics of working with alcohol paints. I went to Comox and I bought everything I needed right away. And then they sat for about 6-7 months, and then I got the urge. And so I've created my own kind of art, and I call it pentimento frequency art. So what I'm doing is I'm writing a word, painting a word underneath for the frequency and the power of words, and then also meditating on it as I paint. And this is what has come out. This is wealth.
Oh my God, that's gorgeous.
Wealth and wellness.
You need that would be beautiful with a large mat around it and framed.
I'm going to get them framed. I just got them digitized, so I'm going to start selling prints soon as well. Right. This was my very first one. This is So Blessed.
That's beautiful.
Thank you. I'm really loving it. And it's just like the painter in me just exploded this last year. This one is this way, Innocence Restored. I'll do this.
And that's with the alcohol
with alcohol paints.
Yeah.
And so this
I like
one
the shimmer. Yeah.
This is Passion Ignited.
Oh, that's pretty.
And I never know when I go into it. I just know the word, and I paint the word, and then I sit in front of the colors and like, okay, what colors? And I just go from there. This one is Trust.
That's gorgeous. Did you see Ron? He was like, put a Going On Daily logo on this.
Okay, sure. This one is Innocence. So just Innocence.
I like that. That's pretty.
Oh no, the one that I showed you before, that was actually Passion and Purpose, that more multicolored one. This is the one that's So Blessed. This is So Blessed. This was my first one.
That's beautiful. For our listeners, you need to go and watch, and if you're watching it or listening to an audio, go to the YouTube and see these things. They are unbelievable.
Oh, thank you.
They're beautiful. Absolutely. Yeah.
Thank you. And it's such a beautiful, I invite you to explore it too. There's such because you're working with liquid and alcohol, right?
Yeah.
And so there's the way I do it, I'm moving the page and you just sort of go into this meditation. I go in this meditation and I don't know what I'm going to paint. I have no idea what it's going to look like. And I just add the colors and do the movement until I feel like, okay, it's done.
Yeah.
And then I look at it, it's like, yeah, that actually makes sense too, right? So it's a really beautiful new hobby that I started that I just love.
Is that cloth? Is that on cloth or paper?
No, it's on a special, it's called Opu paper. It's a special paper for alcohol paints. Yeah. And so I've got these digitized, so I'm going to start selling the larger prints as well and cards. And I'm wanting to make a coffee cup.
That would be cool.
Art on it. So I've been looking for a place that will do that. That's not overly excessively expensive. So I can actually profit from it. Haven't found that yet, but eventually that's what I want to do. I want to do that. But then they're also great altar cards. They're good for prayer, meditation, right? So yeah. And then also this year I created my own affirmation cards too, which are coming out pretty soon. Oracle cards with my painting on the back of it. The passion is on the back, so I'm excited about that too.
And then talk to me about your retreat center.
Oh yeah, we're here on Galiano Island. This is, you've probably seen the view. This is the front of the retreat center. We're right on the water, And I work predominantly with women and couples. I do work with men individually, but by referral, but women and couples. For women healing trauma at a transition point in their life, looking to have a turning point. You know, my clients are women who are also professional CEOs or creatives that they've done so much work already, you know, but there's this like I call it the tubular root. There's this piece that just keeps growing back no matter. And so I help women to get to that root and to have new tools for resilience and regulating their system. And it's also about connecting to that bigger of life. You know, we can call it God, spirit. For me, God is perfect, but I know that's not the word for everybody, but that frequency of life exists.
Right.
And then if we lose connection with that, which is what I see has happened a lot, then our life, it's like hard to find meaning and it's hard to find happiness because it just seems also senseless.
Yeah.
So in my work, there's an automatic, you know, inner experience where people like, wow, they connect to their own soul, they connect to their own frequency and the connection to life. So it's a very spiritual work, and it's science and spirituality. I integrate both. I do movement therapy as well, expressive dance. I developed my own form of expressive dance after studying for 11 years. So I teach that here too, and set the sound healing and oracle card readings. And
I think we might have a mutual friend. I think a friend of mine went for healing work maybe over a decade ago, and she chose it because her last name is Galliano. And
wow.
And that's why she was like, it must be kismet that she needed. And the island is, because I remember her talking about her first experience was going to a retreat center off Galliano Island.
Oh, so
the reason she chose it was because that's her last name.
Wow, interesting. So she might have come here with the previous owners. We've only been here for 8 years.
Okay. Yeah. It would have been.
She might have been here with the previous owners. Yeah, but they were wonderful people. Yeah. They also did. Shira did sound healing as well.
Okay.
Cash did the massage and things like that. So yeah, but it's a really, it's a very rare piece of land as well. The history of ownership has always been through goodness. You know, like when the land was available for Shira, nobody wanted it because it was like a garbage dump for the logging industry. But she felt the spiritual calling. This was her place. So, but she didn't have the money, and the owner offered to mortgage her.
Wow.
And so that also happened with us. We would not have been able to do this with a bank. And so they direct mortgaged us as well. So there's this frequency of goodness. There's not the greed of money or anything here, and people feel it. They're like, this place is magical. There's just a beauty to it, and the architecture. If you look us up, serenitybythesea.com.
Okay.
We're like a Harry Potter house on a cliff. It's incredible. It's just a magical, beautiful place. And so it's a place for people to come. Even people can come for their own silent retreat if they want. They don't have to work with me to come here, right? You can come to be here. But when we do the work, it's very deep work, and it's work that really lasts and moves the needle and creates the shifts so that women can predominantly take back their own voice and their power after trauma and loss. And everything. Yeah, serenity.
I was over here with the Seinfeld references of, is the dance anything like Elaine?
Elaine, her dance.
Serenity now.
Yeah.
It's the Festivus for the rest of us, Ron.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, this was great. I love the show. I love learning about everything that you do and seeing your art and your hobbies. That was fantastic.
Thank you. Likewise. It was really awesome to see that with you too and get to know you more here on the show. It's awesome. Yeah. Well, thank you everybody for watching, and thank you everybody who's going to watch it. And I guess on tomorrow we have Sharon and Lana. So that's a new combo as well.
Yeah. So we're shaking it up this week.
Yeah, that's awesome. New gray matter growing, making new choices. Yeah. And the Saturday morning show is at 10 a.m. and that will be with Ron, and I think it's Kenny, I believe, right?
Or Sunday. Saturday is Sharon and
Friday.
Sunday is
morning is Ron and Kenny. Yeah. Causing trouble, which is good. Yeah. So thanks everybody for watching us and being with us as we keep growing. and wishing you the best day ever.
And go Hoosiers.
And go
Root
Hoosiers.
for Big Big Ten.
Go
Go
Hoosiers.
Hoosiers.
Go
Woo!
Hoosiers. Yeah. Thanks so much, everybody.
Bye,
Blessings.
y'all.
Bye.